Okay, so I chose this message because it's Jesus that's healing the lepers. But I really wanted to focus on what was happening back in those days with lepers. Now, leprosy was a sickness that got onto like a skin disease. And it was so contagious that anytime a leper walked into town, he or she would have to shout out, "Unclean, unclean." And that let everyone know, man, the lepers are coming. We need to get out of the way, because they didn't want to get sick too. So you can imagine that having Jesus literally touch one of the lepers to heal them. I mean, nobody had ever thought of that. Because back in their days, they're thinking, if you are unclean, being a leper, and you touch something else or someone, they become unclean too. Now, I thought of this demonstration to really be able to explain what was really happening. So if you look right here, I have water, and I put a bunch of pepper in it just to kind of show you. It's very unclean water, okay? And this kind of represents sickness, disease, sometimes bad thoughts or bad habits or anything that's unclean or bad that we may find ourselves getting into, that we may know that others are into. It could even mean sin. It could mean things that are just awful and not good for us in our life. And sometimes we get trapped in it. So I have like this to represent us, little smiley face. And sometimes we get in the middle of all that. Look at it, we're in the middle of that mess. We want to see that just floating around there. Now, the really cool thing is that we have a God who wants to save us, who continuously wants to heal us, wants to bring us back to where we belong, but he doesn't choose certain ways to be able to save us. See, if it was you or me, we'd probably be like, yeah, I'll get you out of there with a spoon, so that way we don't get dirty too, you know? Or we would even say, you know what? I'm sorry you're in this mess. I'll pray for you. God, please help them. Jesus goes a step further and says, hey, I'm willing to get into the mess with you. I'm willing to get my hands dirty. I'm willing to do whatever it takes to save you and get you, no matter what the mess looks like. He gets in the mess with you to save you, to love you, and to wash you off. That's what kind of God we have. Jesus doesn't sit there and figure out ways to rescue you so he doesn't get dirty. He doesn't just pray about it. He does it. He gets you out. He makes you clean. He makes you new. That's a God we can serve.